Hello everyone, this is Eri, and today I'll be looking at Bionic Dues. I'm not really sure what this game is actually. I have looked at it for a couple of minutes. I think when you start the game for the first time you have to make a profile, and this is my old one. As you can see, there's absolutely no time played here, and after looking at this just for a couple of minutes before, apparently this is all saved locally. So it's not saved to your documents folder or anything like that. It's actually saved to the installation folder for the game. That's not something I see anymore these days. Pretty much everything saves to the documents folder or the application data or something like that. Now the game pretty much started straight into this screen, and you can hear some kind of vocal theme song, so it kind of makes me think of giant robots in anime style fighting together or something, but I don't know. It also appears that it doesn't support exotic characters, as you can see in the corner there. That should be my Steam name, but none of the Unicode characters are actually being rendered. Let's look at settings now. And as you can see here, you can actually set a custom save directory entirely. This looks like a bunch of quality of life things for playing the game itself. And there's also controls here, but it looks like I don't really need to change very much. It's mostly just WASD and left clicking and right clicking. As cool as this interface is though, and there are many options here, you can't press escape to cancel. So anyway, let's just start a new game, and let's just leave things at default then. It's like there are a ton of different options here for difficulty. That's a lot of voice acting there.
Strengthen yourself before that time comes.
I'll just skip that. Let's see. I have 50 days to defend the city. Now this is kind of like a city defense thing. I'm not really sure if the music here fits the theme of the game. It's kind of a tranquil piano music. So it looks like I need to do a lot of reading for this game. There's a lot of text here, and a lot of text pop-ups. Wow, I have no idea where to begin, and I already closed that hint window. But I'm guessing that I'm supposed to equip these robots to defend my city. There are pop-ups everywhere. I'm thinking this here is my enemies. Everything is very verbose. Okay, so that's the only time where the escape button works, just opening this up and closing it. It doesn't work on the settings menu. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. I think I clicked on my character and it went to the robot customization menu. Wow, these icons are far too detailed for the size that they are. They're very small. And I'm running on 1080p right now, and this text is quite small. The colors aren't popping out enough for me to really see what they are. I mean, sure, it's an art style choice, but yeah, like if I didn't know how to read these words, I would say that all of these buttons just look the same to me. And there's far too much detail. But these icons are nice though. This entire screen is completely static too, so I mean, yeah, it's called beautiful in detail, but doesn't really seem exciting in any way yet. Right, that's not a mission, that's my home base. Okay, Now I'm entering a mission. There's no load time at all. That's nice, I guess. A turn is a single action. Take one step, shoot one shot. Go slow during fights. There is a lot of required reading here before you can actually start. This music is kind of loud. And it's already turned down. I'm still not really sure if this music fits the mood. This is more like some kind of fantasy style music, but this is all robots. Okay, so apparently when I move a tile, the enemies move as well, so it's kind of like a roguelike style combat. So a tactical grid, but everyone moves at the same time as you, essentially. Oh, what's going here? Okay, so it looks like my robots are destroyed. Oh, it looks like I can change between robots freely. Well, I guess I can think of them as a single robot with different modes or something. Mines. You should totally step on these. I'm pretty sure that's meant to be sarcasm. Okay, these turns are going by really quickly with a lot of text going by. Apparently I can't find my weapon now, and apparently this message log is in reverse order. How do I expand this? Press what? Wait, I press minus? I really can't read that. Is it telling me to press the two brackets? Or which apostrophe? No. Hyphen? No. Tilde. That's tilde. Ah, that font is tiny. And it's apparently toggling between 4 different modes rather than... Okay. This is kind of the reverse of what a message log is usually like. It's usually from the bottom up. This is really, really verbose. I mean, it's nice that it wants to explain everything, but this really isn't necessary. This is really just giving historical context to the control rather than really just telling you whether you want it or not. That's kind of excessive. I'm not really sure what the cost of this is indicating. It looks like there's a cost indicator here. But, what does this mean? Where's my cost gauge or whatever? I'm spending 15. This message log would be cool if it was there entirely, but the camera is centered on the center of the screen. So that message log would be far more useful if I could actually center the action elsewhere as well.
I know it's just...
Okay, so there wasn't any fail message. The screen just instantly changed back to the world map. So that's kind of a surprise and a bit disorienting. Well, on the bright side, I didn't, permanently die or anything like that. I just got back to the world map, but still, being thrown back like that is really a thing. Okay, it's telling me to customize, but I'm not really sure how to customize. This information is kind of in the wrong order of importance, I think. The name of the weapon should really be at the top, while the controls are at the bottom, since that's something you would eventually ignore. And apparently I need to left click and left click again. I can't click drag Why is a tango playing? I mean, yeah, there's a nice variety of music, but I don't think a tango song is really appropriate for this type of game. It's supposed to be some kind of post-apocalyptic, or maybe a robot fighting thing, right? Yeah, a lot of this interface is arranged kind of strangely. Like the price, and I'm not really sure what that is. That might be a ranking number. The price is up top instead of below the icon, even though you'd be looking at the icons first. What's this on layaway? Layaway is kind of an odd word choice here because I think that's really something exclusive to shopping in English-speaking country or something like that. It's a very specific word, so I'm not actually sure if someone whose language is not primarily English actually understand that. So yeah, there's basically no tutorial for this. I'm pretty much just looking at every icon and reading everything, and trying to figure out what everything is as I go. So there's no tutorial stage or anything that's really trying to walk me through the gameplay cycle. Like, the closest thing I got was just an arrow pointing me to my robots. And it looks like every single time I move, the camera moves a little closer to them as well, it centers. But what I'd really like is to just leave it like this and move. I wonder if there's an option for that. Yeah, like I said before, these descriptions are really verbose and trying to justify it a bit too much. Like the reason I want the screen to be static is not because I have a small screen, it's just presuming that that's the reason I would want it. I actually don't want the camera to move because I prefer to look at my battlefield as a static screen, especially from when it comes to this point of view. I can't press escape, that sort of thing. So yeah, when looking at a large battlefield view like this, I would prefer it to be static.
Whoops. Let me help you out there. It burns!
It burns, even though it's a robot. I think that was meant to be funny.
Ouch.
Ouch. Honestly, there's a lot of inconsistencies here, I would say. It just doesn't feel like everything's meshing together. So, like, this music... Okay, this time the music sounds nice. But I'm really not sure what the personality of this game is supposed to be. Everything here really is too detailed as well. There's like, what's the term? Greebles or something like that. So there's a lot of excessive detail here in the sprites, and if you zoom in a lot, it looks cool, but it also distracts you a lot from what you're trying to look at in the game.
A robot army.
I don't
the
really
last
need that
pilot we
voice
have.
acting. I don't need to hear that twice. Yeah, this icon really looks out of place. Not just the color, but the shape of it. It's like a three-dimensional arrow that's not really in line with the other icons here, and the style. Let's see. Even though this is well-rounded, that died instantly. This has much lower health and it died instantly. This is really quite dangerous. And this is useless. Although apparently I can do hacking and scanning and jamming and stuff. So yeah, there isn't anything really introducing me slowly to all of these different abilities. I just instantly have a party of 4, and all of these different abilities with different icons, and it seems like I'm expected to just jump into the deep end. Oh, apparently I have stealth for this as well. Okay, so what's the point between having these different... Apparently all of my robots have stealth. Okay, apparently stealth doesn't work. Right, so now I'm getting through a little bit more easily. But it's only because I finally figured out this is a weapon tab. There's no indication that this is a weapon tab, it doesn't tell me. There aren't any effects either, all the swipes are just turning on and off. Well, there are explosions. Is this something wrong with the AI here, or am I just using this as a sniper rifle? And this is the science bot, not the ninja bot. I would associate this with a ninja bot, I think. Okay, so I'm constantly failing my missions. And it told me something about scout intel, but I'm not really sure if that's just a stylistic thing to tell me to consult my map, or if this is actually some kind of extra ability. Oh, and this icon's not rendering properly. Okay, it's telling me to customize. It's constantly telling me to customize, but I don't have anything to customize. And everything here is super expensive. I'm really lost. I'm gaining levels, I guess. Whatever that means. Oh, and scroll wheel doesn't work on this. Ugh. These circles should be, I assume, an indicator of the area of effect, but when I use this, it does look like the area of effect, so I'm not really getting enough feedback here, because I thought it was the area of effect, and then my robot died anyway, but now I'm seeing that it is the area of effect, so I was right in the beginning. I really wanted to try succeeding in at least one of these, and it looks like I'm about to fail anyway, so let's just do... Okay, this time let's just do one more, because it looks like I'm gonna fail the game. Let's try this outrun mission. Murder bot with 1 billion health, so that means...
Well done, pilot. You killed us all. Headquarters is overrun.
Okay, so I've lost my last life. Apparently I had only 5 tries to win at a mission. And I gotten this message and I'm stuck. I'm not being sent back to the game screen or anything like that. I'm not being sent back to the world map or anything like that. It's just saying HQ has been overrun. I'm not being sent back to the title screen. Everything's gone and... Okay. Okay, let's try reviewing this now. The music, is nice. There's a fancy theme song that's playing right now. But it doesn't really fit into the game, I think. This makes me think of some kind of action movie or anime mecha like Gundam or something like that, but the art style here is very realistic looking and very detailed. I also got like tranquil piano music and tango music or something, or at least that's what I thought it was, and it really didn't seem to mesh well with the game. Many of the icons and stuff also didn't seem to mesh well together as well. Things like the interface and whatnot. Everything here has a lot of detail, but so much detail that when all of these are turned into tiny icons, they become really indistinguishable. And like I have no idea what this is. There's not enough detail popping out because there is too much detail. I mean, yeah, sure, the graphics are nice, but it just doesn't seem to line up very well. Like these icons are appropriately simple, but it's laid on top of this really detailed world map that's also not very colorful. And then the interface here is very, very detailed, but shrunk so small that you can't really see the detail, and it just becomes a confusing mess. Now, this appears to be a roguelike style, or rogue style game with combat and whatnot and random generation. So I'm guessing this game is meant to be hard and have a lot of RPG elements. But this kind of just throws you into the deep end. You're expected to know all of these systems right off the bat. There's really too much information here just to begin with. I really did just start this, straight away, completely blind, and all of a sudden I'm given 4 different character classes, so to speak, with detailed information, and I also need to customize them all beforehand before I can be effective. I can't just jump in and win my first battle just to get a handle on things. There's no tutorial at all, although there are a ridiculous amount of pop-ups with a ridiculous amount of text. A lot of this has flavor to it, but it really is too much to read when all I'm really trying to do is look for the important bits to jump in. It's all full of sarcasm and jokes, and it's hard to pick out, the critical information here, when that's kind of all I really want to do for my first mission. And yeah, it's all feels very unclear and incongruent, so to speak. Nothing really just meshes together. There's no consistency in these graphics or consistency in these styles, from what I can see. I'm really not sure what kind of personality this game is meant to have. There's sarcasm in the text, there's some kind of epic feeling in the music, there's a lot of realism in this art, and there's also a kind of human-like voices and seriousness in the voice acting when you start a mission. So I'm probably not going to look at this again. It's really not interesting to me, and there's just a lot of things that feel inconsistent here. I think this really needs a better introduction. I really did just jump into the deep end. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and until next time.